Welcome to another episode of 0 to 60. We are at literally what might be the best garage you've ever seen. RUF North America with my boy Esteban.
How are you, sir?
Thank you for hosting us. He's about to give us the walkthrough, some incredible pieces and a secret warehouse where I can't take you, but I'm dying to go. So,
yeah.
Where should we start? Because let me just tell you, this might be the best garage.
Yeah, we have one of literally everything that RUF has made throughout our history. We started off, for those who might not know about our brand, we started off as a tuner. We were a shop actually that worked on Porsches and restoring them, and then we turned into a tuner. And then Alois RUF Jr. took over the company when his father passed away, and then he took tuning so far that we were able to apply for a certificate of becoming a manufacturer. So since '81, RUF has actually been a manufacturer where this green car that you're looking at right here, and actually with the exception of like 2 or 3 cars that are in here, it's a RUF, it's not a Porsche. So we have our own VIN, we've had it since '81, and we've been making a handful of each of the generations of Porsche that has come out. We've had our own variation of what that car could have been, or would be, which is with all of our models throughout history, we've done it. So this green car, funny enough, is actually, I think it's the best way to start this whole experience. This is our first model that we ever made. It's called the BTR. Everybody knows us for that car that's on the wall, which is the Yellowbird. But
why was that car so famous?
That car was very famous because it was the world's fastest car in 1987. So we set the world record for the world's fastest car in '87. But the reason why I like starting with the BTR is because this was actually the world's fastest car in '84. But everybody remembers that one because it was yellow. So it's really cool what we did with the BTR. Wow. This is a narrow body example. It's one of 5 built for the world in the specification that you see it in. At the time, Porsche had their Carrera and they were working on their turbos, but they had a 4-speed gearbox, and we had already created the 5-speed gearbox based on a dog leg, which meant that first was down and 5th would be where 6 is. And we also developed the first 6-speed gearbox for this architecture as well with the model of the BTR. So what this car was, it was a single turbo 3.4 liter engine, made high 300 horsepower. Later we came out with a more modern fuel injection system that helped us touch the 400s, and that's what this is. I mean, this was a 186 mile an hour car. It was the first car to break the 300 kilometer an hour mark.
That's nuts. I mean, I just noticed even the design.
Yeah, so our mirrors are aerodynamic. We tucked them in. This car still has rain rails. This was an early car, so it does still have rain rails, but you'll see it in other models like we have on this silver car and on this gray car. We delete the rain rails later. So we ended up finding out that this causes a lot of turbulence and a lot of drag when you want to hit a top speed. Yeah. And so for the CTR, which is the Yellowbird, that's the car that everybody rememers. It has the shaved rain rails, it has the tucked mirrors, and then it even has flares and a bunch of other cool stuff that like was in the details of that car. But yeah, so we've been manufacturing for every generation of Porsche. We've made our own models. Crazy weather today.
Crazy weather. We came in the storm.
Yeah.
God knew we were gonna go see some heat, so he sent the rain to keep it down. And so in those early times, if you wanted to get a RUF, how would you go about getting a RUF? You
would come to us directly.
Okay, yeah, so it wasn't like a Porsche?
No, it wasn't a Porsche dealer thing. It wasn't like like you wouldn't go to a dealer. I mean, a lot of people knew about us. I like telling people that the term legend is like very like dramatic, but it's kind of extremely accurate when talking about us, because legend is stuff that's like passed down like folklore, like by word of mouth, and like in stories and in books. And that's how our entire history has been. Like the history of RUF has been preserved in books and writing and just passed down through like enthusiasts and it's very grassroots in that regard. Yeah. So when you wanted a RUF, you would have to reach out to us directly. You would either send us a letter or come visit us in Pfaffenhausen, which is a small town in the middle of Germany, like an hour and a half away from Munich. And the factory and all these cars are still built there today. Oh, wow. And it's still on the same plot of land that our founder was born on, and it's like still attached to the house that he was raised in. Like it's like the history behind our brand is extremely rich.
Something I love about Europeans that I feel like we lost a little bit of that here in America is the history. Like the fact that you go to Pfaffenhausen, you go to Stuttgart, and it's in the same places. Yeah. Like it's a beautiful thing.
There was a Porsche video that came out recently with Adrian Brody. Oh yeah, he goes visit. But like, what's crazy is like Adrian Brody's like signing up for his internship. And I don't know if you remember in the clip, like he's signing up, and as he's registering, he's like small talking some girl that was there with him. The girl's dad was the guy that designed the CGT. Which is crazy. So like Porsche themselves, even, they're still very heritage rich, and there's a lot of people, whether it's in Stuttgart or even in Atlanta, like I've heard that there's like generational families that still work within the company as well. So it's really cool to see like
beautiful thing.
A very heritage rich brand This is one of those. I mean, there's tons of really cool stuff here. I mean, here, right next to your camera guy is an RCT Evo. So after this car, we came out with the CTR, which is the Yellowbird. Then after the Yellowbird came the 964 generation.
And for those that don't know, CTR, what does that stand for?
Oh yeah, sorry. All right, so let me. I know it's sorry. So every roof model is 3 letters for the most part. BTR stood for Group B Turbo Roof because this car was designed with the ethos of Group B racing. CTR was Group C Turbo Roof, which was designed with the ethos of Group C racing. And as a matter of fact, the CTRs and the Yellowbirds, those have the same sort of injection system and braking system as the Group C 962 race car, which is really cool because when people don't understand what it's like to imagine a Yellowbird, there's only 29 in the world, so it's pretty hard for people to come across them. The best way to describe that car to someone who doesn't really understand it fully is get a 962 and shove it into the body of a 911. And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's insane. And driving them is terrifying.
Ooh,
so
I could only imagine driving that though.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. But then, so after that, we came out, the 964 generation came out. And that's when we unveiled the RCT. So the RCT was a pretty major accomplishment for RUF as a manufacturer. This is when we introduced the technology of integrated roll cages. So BTR, early cars, they didn't have integrated cages. They had what was known as a matter cage that was bolted into the chassis. CTRs, most of them actually came with a matter cage as an option. Later on, people sent them back to the factory for refreshes and restorations, and then they got this, which is called the integrated roll cage.
I do see it here.
So this 964 is a W09 roof VIN RCT Evo, an authentic car, but it started off life as a factory wide body, which is very hard to come across, and it came with the option of the integrated roll cage. So if you go into the inside and you open it and you look into the B pillars, the A pillars, and the headliner, like you'll pick up on how much thicker and how much more like everything is. Everything is completely reinforced, and it's not just bolted in, it's literally stitch welded to the chassis.
That's amazing.
So when RUF would manufacture a car, we would get what was known as a body in white. So it was a blank slate, just a shell from Porsche, and we would build our whole car out of it, which is why we got our own VIN. But this car started off as a body in white, wide body, got the integrated roll cage, got the shaved rain gutters, and for this generation of car, at the time, Porsche's turbo was, still in the works. When we had come out with this car, the RCT initially started off with 385 horsepower and a 6-speed, which Porsche was still with a 5-speed and high 200 horsepower in their Carrera. And then later on, we came out with an Evo update, which boosted it up to 425 horsepower. And so what you're looking at is, even though it's not the world's fastest car, at the time, it was still insane because it's a 200-mile-an-hour car that you're looking at.
And so you guys had the wide body before Porsche had the
No, this example is just a wide body variant of the RCT Evos. Got it. This green car is also an RCT Evo. That's a more recent build, so that's done on a Porsche donor. So that has a Porsche VIN on it, but the only difference between that green car and this gray car is the fact that the VIN doesn't start with W09. Besides that, you can look at that green car with the same sort of ethos as a continuation of our originals. We just don't put a RUF VIN on a donor car for the matter of respecting the originals.
And this was a donor car. Why? Because the owner just decided to...
Yeah. So we have a resto mod program. Like we have a program right now where, in addition to the new cars that we're building, we can build you one. We can basically continue the spirit of the RCT Evo or the Turbo R, which is built on 993 Turbo, and build you a resto mod on a donor car. So this car is a donor car, but it got the full treatment. So it went down to bare metal as if it was a body in white back in the day, and it got the integrated roll cage, the shaved rain gutters, our drivetrain. So it's a single turbo. In a narrow body, by the way. Single turbo, 425 horsepower, 6-speed gearbox. Like, it's an insane experience. This one in particular has carbon fiber doors, a carbon deck lid, and carbon frunk, which is pretty cool. And then other crazy stuff that we do, because at the end of the day, we are a coach builder, is the craftsmanship in the interior is insane. To think that you can leather wrap the entire roll cage in
I had never seen that before, and for whatever reason, I never really thought, when I did see it in a RUF, I didn't think it was the roll cage. And it's genius to like actually just add it as part of the interior.
It is
in that way.
It's part of it. It makes the car a lot more rigid.
We're leaving.
It makes it a lot safer as well. the reality is that a lot of people ask, like, oh, how does it drive? What do you do to the suspension? Yeah. And Alois's thought process was it wasn't always in making it the stiffest suspension, something that's unforgiving on the streets and honestly a nightmare to drive. This is another really cool, unique vehicle that we have that we recently got in.
This is beautiful.
It is the same drivetrain and gearbox as this car, but it was built on a Speedster. So this was a Porsche Speedster that was used as a donor to build it into an RCT Evo. So it's an open top, 425 horsepower, air-cooled 964.
Better wear your helmet.
Yeah, and if you look at it, there's a really cool part about, you know, all of our engineering is that we were able to fit center lock 19-inch wheels with carbon ceramic brakes on it. So this thing is like the most advanced 964
insane.
You can probably put together. And
I love
amazing.
how you guys did the emblem.
Yeah. So that's the Pfaffenhausen crest. Our factory is in Pfaffenhausen. This is the flag of the region. And what's really funny about this is that a lot of people ask, like, oh, like, why do you have the crest? During manufacturing, when Porsche would send us a body in white, sometimes it would come punched in with 2 holes. Other times, the frunk that was included with the unibody came with the crest. So we came up with a crest to fill in the crest space of what the front had. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So those 2 cars,
that's amazing.
And this silver one, those are all resto mods that are recent, like, builds, right? This is.
How long does a resto mod?
It takes about 3 years to build.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So it's pretty.
It's quite a process.
Yeah, I mean, the car gets torn down to bare metal.
Yeah. So it's essentially the same as if you would buy.
When it was new at the time, yeah. Remember, new cars that we're manufacturing now are these carbon cars. Yeah. So we'll get to that, like, at the end. Yeah. Because I'm kind of going in, like, chronological order. Yeah. Yeah. So the 993 generation comes out. We had a couple of models for the 993. And here I actually have an example of each of them, with the exception of this one having a Porsche VIN, but for the sake of the lesson, it's the same. Yeah. This is known as a Turbo R. We built 17 original Turbo Rs. At the time, they had 490 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 6-speed, shaved rain gutters, integrated cage, like the whole slew of Porsche options, or roof options, right? The whole slew of the roof option logbook, that's what this car has. This car in specific was actually built at the same time as the original 17 Turbo Rs. So it is a resto mod, but it was done actually back in the 90s, like as part of like a conversion. And so this car has all the roof certifications, everything that you would expect to have from a roof, it has it. It does retain the Porsche VIN because it was using a Porsche as a donor, not a body in white. But this is as close to one of the 17 Turbo Rs that you can get nowadays. I mean,
yeah,
there's only 17 in the world, so it's kind of hard to come across them. So this car recently came back from the factory after doing a full restoration as well. So that's why it looks as if it was new. I mean, the car got the interior.
Because the owner bought it and it wasn't in good shape, so he sent it back?
No, this comes out of original ownership. So like the original owner ordered it in 96, sent it to RUF, couldn't get one of the 17 Turbo Rs, said, all right, make me a Turbo R with this. Kept it, drove it for like 25,000 miles. He was like, all right, let me just restore it. And he restored it, and now it's what you see today. So it's available now. This is one of the cars that we have in inventory, along with the others that I've shown you already. So it's a really good opportunity for anybody looking to get into the RUF brand without spending the 7 digits that one of these would typically trade for. Yeah. Like you look at the 17 Turbo Rs that are trading in the market, they trade privately, but those are cars that typically are trading close to $3 million, if not a little bit over. Yeah. So this is a really good opportunity for anybody looking to get into one without paying that sort of tax on the price. In addition to the Turbo R, we had what was known as the BTR2, which is that yellow car back there. This was a more sporty variant of the 993 platform that we had come out with. It was kind of a continuation of the belief of what the green and gray car are. Single turbo, 3.6 liter, 420 horsepower with a 6-speed gearbox.
This is a dream right here.
Yeah, we only built 10 of these. It's really, really cool. This is a RUF VIN car, so this is an authentic RUF BTR2. And while the Turbo R was like a super GT car because it's more comfortable and everything, this is like very much so Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like it's very, very calm until boost hits because it's single turbo and it's like all hell breaks loose and it's a lot of fun. This one in particular is speed yellow. And another really cool feature about this car is, you look at the VIN right here, 001. So it's a really, really cool example. We're very lucky to have gotten it. Now we've just been curating it for the next owner so we can, you know, find it its next home. It's a very lightweight spec car. As I mentioned, there's a lot of different variations of the way that you could have ordered a roof. So you could have gotten it with full cage, with the rain gutter deleted, everything.
This has no full cage, right?
Yeah, this has no full cage. It has the rain gutters.
Yeah.
Because the individual who ordered this originally wanted it to fly right under the radar. So like he wanted it to look like an RS, which is why it looks like more of a 993 RS than anything else. It's got RS door cards, like it's got the RS carpeting, RS dash, very lightweight. And so this car was a really, really fun example of the 993 chassis and cars that we made. And then next to it, that's like the Mac of the Mac Daddy. That is the CTR2. So this is the follow-up to the CTR, the follow-up to the Yellowbird. Yeah. And the only way to follow up, the Yellowbird was a hell of a thing, right?
Yeah,
so it's kind of hard to follow that.
It's hard to follow that one.
We did it again. So we did it in 1995, and we were the world's fastest car in 1995. And to give people a perspective of the type of car that is required to beat this at the time, the McLaren F1 was the only car at that time that was faster than this. It has the same sort of ignition system as them. It's the Tagtronic system. This one in particular is a 580 horsepower example of the CTR2. They standard were 520. The CTR2 Sports were 580. And this one is an all-wheel drive example. 6-speed, integrated cage, shaved rain gutters. And then from the doors forward, everything is carbon. And this is a car that was built in the 90s. So like at the time, it was very advanced technology. We were one of the first manufacturers to use carbon ceramic brakes. These cars had the option of coming with carbon ceramic brakes at the time.
Look at the way that the wipers are set up. I mean, just like the small little things from a design perspective that I think you guys just nailed every time. It's insane.
Yeah, the wipers are very 993 typical, but the really cool aspect about this car that I love is, well, first off, always the integrated cage is a must on these. It's the shaved rain gutters and everything. But my favorite part is the wing. So this wing is synonymous with the CTR2. Like this is the staple of the CTR2. One of the main things that we did with the Yellowbird that allowed us to get so much power out of the car and have it perform so well is that we had one of the shortest distances between intercooler to turbo. We did it with this car as well, and that's why we designed this deck lid so that we could have both the engine breathing and the intercoolers that are tucked into the quarter panels breathing. So even though it's a twin turbo car, just like our CTR1, this one is a narrow body, right? It looks like a narrow body, but we were able to tuck the intercoolers off to the sides in the quarter panel, which is pretty cool.
That's insane.
Yeah. So this is like the peak
the Mac Daddy
of the 993. We had, like I mentioned, we had the BTR2, the Turbo R, and the CTR2. So I'm happy that you came.
Wow.
Because it's very hard to have like the trifecta of roofs. Like even as RUF North America and like the access to different collections we have and like you know, the clientele that we have, it's very hard to come across these cars. So that's why having all three like examples of them in the same building is like, it's tough. It's really like, it's really hard. Even as speaking as like the museum and HQ, it's difficult.
And what are these two? Because I know we just heard Ryan, he was flipping over this.
Yeah. So we don't have any 996 Gen cars, but we did have 996 models. Here we don't have any 996s. So we'll just skip to the 997. In the 997, we also got bodies in white from Porsche. This was one of the last generations of the Mezger-derived flat six. It was the last generation of true 6 speeds, hydraulic steering. Like it was a very important era when you look at Porsche. When you look at RUF, it's also a very important era because it was one of our most successful platforms in the sense that we made the most of the RT12s. So we made the RT12, RT12S, and then RT12R. What you're looking at right here is an RT12R. The final variant of that platform, it was the highest horsepower of that platform. We only made 12 of these. 2 of them were 2-wheel drive. This is one of the 2-wheel drive cars. All the others are all-wheel drive. RT12Rs came out with 770 horsepower. And this one, because it was actually Alois Roof's personal car, he built it for himself, so it has 820. So this is the most powerful roof with a manual gearbox that's been made that's rear-wheel drive. You'll notice
I came at the right time.
Yeah,
all the right cars are here.
All the right cars are here. Like this one, we
here.
usually keep it in the vault, but we brought it out because it looks so good. Like, we wanted to have it in the showroom, and Ryan loved it. We've had a couple of other clients that have come by and they just like seeing. It's just like it's cool to see a part of our history in person. You know, Alois's go-to spec is always green over red, so that's why it's like kind of like a. If you know RUF, you kind of you're like, why is it spec that way? But then you get into the details and into the history of the car. It was like, it's just very special to be able to hold one of his own personal cars that we were able to acquire and now curate and make sure that it's, you know, safe, you know. And
it's crazy how both with RUF and the Porsche family, green was the color.
Yeah, I mean,
it was like
a lot of
out of
people
all
like
the colors that you would have thought it would have been yellow, considering the power of how
the Yellowbird
has done, or you know, for Porsche the same thing with this beautiful green.
Yeah, this one's oak. I love oak.
Yeah. Oak green. This is oak green Neo, right? What they call them.
Oak green metallic.
Yeah, metallic.
Back in the day, yeah. And then based on the 997 platform, this is cool. Based on the 997 platform, we developed a mid-engine car, which is called the CTR3.
Wow.
We had the CTR3 Club Sport and the CTR3 Evo. Everybody thinks this is a Cayman.
That's what I thought originally when
Everybody
I saw it.
thinks it's a Cayman or a Boxer or no. It's a 997 that gets restructured to be a mid-engine car with a tubular rear end. Wow. And so we made 3 variations of the CTR3. The first one, then the CTR3 Club Sport, and then the CTR3 Evo. The CTR3 Evo is the send-off of this model. This is one of the CTR3 Evos. We're making less than 20 of them for the world. Wow. Let me open up the rear.
Oh, wow, bro. What?
So this car is literally new. We're holding it for a client before delivery.
This is the real deal right here. Wow.
And so this is also an 820 horsepower twin turbo.
Is street legal?
Yeah. All of our cars are street legal. I mean, they've all been. They're all street cars. That's my favorite part. They're all street cars.
Yeah.
They're all meant to be driven as much as you like.
So for someone who's ordering this, it's usually their second, third car with you guys at that point, or you feel like you've gotten like first-time clients?
No, I've had a lot of first-time clients.
Oh, wow.
I've had first-time clients that they loved the CTR3 back in the day, and they can buy one. Let's say they find one secondhand on the market, but like a lot of the experience and a lot of the fun too is getting to spec it yourself. Yeah. So if you have that strike of luck where you're able to get an allocation or a slot to do it, we're more than happy to help, you know, get the deposit and help with that journey, because it's a lot of fun. I mean, it is.
Unless you're undecisive like I am, and every time I get an allocation, I bust a mission. I stress out for days. I don't sleep.
What do you have in the works right now?
I got a GT3 Touring coming.
Okay.
That I've been speccing for like 6 months.
Okay.
And I changed my mind, and the guy's already ready to kill me.
Okay.
But I finally got it.
What color are you gonna do?
So I'm between Amethyst or Oak Green Metallic.
Okay.
Oak Green Metallic is, you know, generally is like I said, it's like a purest color for Porsche. But the Amethyst color is disgusting.
Nice.
It just looks nasty with the black on black. It just, ugh. So I've been like messing around with it. But I finally, you know, I got to make a decision pretty soon because it's in manufacturing right now. But yeah, it took me, man. And now I'm speccing like a turbo, and I haven't slept either because I'm undecisive like a mother. You know, we'll cut that. But like, I'm really, it's hard for me. But I love the process, you know,
I think that's the most fun there is. Besides driving the car, I think speccing it out is one of the most amazing things that you can do. I just think that it's, I don't know, to be in that position to be able to help people to also spec them, like, I think that's one of my favorite parts of what I get to do. Just because it ends up being almost like clients are like, why are you asking me so many questions? And I'm like, it's just let it happen. So finally, now that we've kind of covered the era of mid-engine and 997, we did have a 991 era as well. Ryan actually has an RTR that we sold him.
Nice.
That's the last of the body in white. So after this, you know, whole moment in roof manufacturing, we decided to take it a step further and just start manufacturing our own car from scratch. And that's where that purple car and that blue car come into play. So
look at that.
This blue car, it's a Golf blue, not golf like the sport.
Yeah.
It is a Golf blue CTR Anniversary, one of 50 that we made for the world. And this was the introduction to the world of RUF's own proprietary 100% ground up vehicle. So this car, I'll open it for you here so you can see it. Although it looks like a classic 911 design or like a classic Porsche design, if you look at the floor, the entire floor is carbon. So all of this right here, that's the chassis, and that's the chassis of the car.
Wow.
So this is what's known as a carbon tub. Think LaFerrari 918 Carrera GT, like that's the chassis that we have. but we're the only ones that are making it in a rear engine manual gearbox configuration. Nobody else has that. You have mid-engine sports cars and mid-engine carbon tub cars. They're pretty prevalent in the industry, but to make it rear engine is very difficult. Not only that, it's done within the same proportions as a classic, 911 or air-cooled design. Bumper to bumper, it's the same length as an air-cooled car. But I'll turn on my flashlight so you can see it. We have pushrod suspension front and rear. And like I mentioned, this engine is our own engine. So it's 100% built in-house from the ground up, machined in-house. And this example is the CTR Anniversary for a reason. It was the rebirth of the Yellowbird. Yeah. It was the Yellowbird in today's technology. It had to be equally as groundbreaking. It had to be, that significant for our history. That's why we only built 50 of these.
Beautiful. And why was the decision to say, it's time to build our own?
Well, we've learned so much throughout our history that Alois really wanted to, he always wanted to make his own car.
Yeah.
This one's also really cool, but that's after this.
Wow.
Alois always wanted to make his own car. And one thing is, yes, using the body in white that Porsche would give us to build our own examples and build our own models. But this was like, where else do you go after that? The only other way up above that is like, you've reached the pinnacle. You've already peaked out on any performance figure that you can do with that platform. Yeah. Make your own, and not only make your own in today's world with today's technology, with today's performance figures, without the sizing of today too. This is not the size of a 992. It's not the size of what you see in modern sports cars of today. It's still analog. If you sit in it, you'll realize, like, you sit in it, and the craziest thing is that you have muscle memory. You've never been in this car, but you know exactly where everything is because you've driven an air-cooled car. So you have the experience of modern technology with modern suspension, carbon skin, 710 horsepower, but it's all at the same exact positioning that you would expect it to be in from the contemporary designs that we had before. So once we finished with all of these models, we went ahead and moved on to bring to the world that same opportunity to drive that carbon tub with the same sort of suspension, but this is a naturally aspirated 4-liter, 510 horsepower, 6-speed version of this. So this purple car is our own. They did a couple of custom bits for us that are different. So this is one of only 5 that are being built with this body style, which is known as the Mary Stuart, which has that connecting wing, like the RSR from back in the day. But this one is the only one that's done with hood pins, which is pretty cool because it has no front latch. Like that one has a front latch, this one doesn't. So you always have to have the hood pins on. We have a custom exhaust on ours. And this one was done with a more aggressive intent. It was done with harnesses, very aggressive Recaro podiums. Like it's definitely a more aggressive look. But I'll pop the engine bay also so you can see it. Carbon intake, so you hear every single bit of acceleration. Like the induction noise is ridiculous. Because it doesn't have the twin turbo setup, it's a little bit easier to see the suspension inside. So you can see the double wishbone setup. Keep in mind, this is in the rear. We also have it in the front, which is pretty remarkable. That's nuts. Yeah, and my favorite part about these cars, like the carbon structured cars, is obviously the suspension and the sizing and all that, but my favorite part of them, they both have this. So this one has NACAs that go into the intercoolers, but here on the C-pillars, you get that curved glass where you get all the intake noise from either an NA car or you get a lot of flutter on the turbo cars as well, which is something that we came out with when we launched the car in 2016 in Geneva. So it's like, it's been a thing.
So now you've told us the history of RUF.
It's a lot, I know.
No, this, by the way,
I want you to sit in this. Like, I want to record you sit in this.
I'm gonna sit in this
because I want you to give me the feedback on, like, it's the only 2 words that you can use.
Open the gate. We're taking this car.
It's called future nostalgia. Like, that's the only way that I can describe this car. So I'm gonna close it.
Oh yeah.
Everything is familiar.
Yeah.
Everything is familiar.
Even this is. So how long is delivery on a car like this?
These also take about 2.5 to 3 years to make. Everything is done by hand. So the entire assembly of this car is done by a team of maybe like 10 people per car. Wow. Everything is handcrafted, hand-stitched, hand-assembled.
I could only imagine what this feels like driving it. And on a track,
you think about where it wants to go.
God.
You think about where it wants to go and it goes. Like the concept of when you're riding a bike, like look where you want to go on a bike. that's how you are when you're driving the car. You look at where you want to go and it goes. And it inspires you. The steering wheel's thin. It's not thick.
Yeah, no.
It's meant for you to drive with your fingertips. Like, it's meant to feel light, and it feels insanely nimble.
Have you gotten a chance to drive any of these?
They're nuts. Like, they're nuts.
Oh, wow.
They're nuts. The SCR is a much more emotional drive. I genuinely enjoy both. This is an extremely emotional drive. Just the NA. I come from NA driving, and just I love hearing this car scream. It's really, really fun. The world comes at you, like
you get the tunnel vision.
Insanely fast in this car, in the CTR Anniversary.
I can imagine. So, past 2 trips I've been to Stuttgart, I've gotten a chance to take some amazing cars on the Autobahn. And I don't think people in the US understand really
the concept of no speed limit.
No speed limit. And I awesome. Like the first time I was a little bit like, a little shy to it until I saw like a 75-year-old lady on a Mini just winging it. And I was like, oh no, she's not gonna be me. You've been gracious enough to invite us over, gracious enough to show us an insane garage and collection. But now I got a couple questions for you. What car would you pick if you can pick any of these?
I hate that question. It's so hard. I don't have a Yellowbird here, so that's why I'm not going to say Yellowbird. If it was okay, I have to divide it between air-cooled and I can't.
That's the hardest question for a car enthusiast.
It's hard. You can't. It's like I need eras. So when it comes to air-cooled, I'll tell you, I genuinely love, besides the Yellowbird, the RCTs. I always tell people, if it's your first air-cooled roof experience, go with one of these. They're the most comfortable and most all-around car that you can get. Even though it's single turbo, it has torque on the bottom end like a muscle car. And then the boost kicks in, and it's like, you don't feel it in your neck, like you feel it
in your gut.
In your gut. And like, you're throwing it from 4th to 5th, and it's still going. And you're doing like $150, and you throw it into 6th, and it's still pulling. Whoa. And you're like, dude, this is like, it's too much.
Yeah.
In the best way possible. And it's very planted, it's very stable, because they come with the integrated cages. So I do love that era, and I think that the 964 is the best all-arounder. If I wanted to be an absolute menace to society, I would get a CTR1 or a CTR2.
But it's not here. It's not
right,
here.
It's not here, but a CTR2 is.
CTR2.
The CTR2 is, it is here. So that is something that I would definitely get if I wanted to be a menace to society and my own safety. And then water-cooled cars, I mean, these are like the epitome.
Yeah.
These are peak water-cooled technology. It's really hard to put it into words.
Yeah.
Like,
I need to test drive these.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I gotta find someone.
You do.
Gotta find a few friends of mine who are owners who gotta let me one to take it down, because this.
We can make it happen.
I can't imagine driving this. Like this.
It's insane. I mean, even your camera guys will like agree. Like, you're standing next to the purple car, and you're standing next to a 964. It's the same size. And what people don't realize is that for a manufacturer to do that, like the hoops that you have to jump through just to achieve something this small and safe and advanced.
I would say that's
it's like you don't, the restrictions that we have are very, very, like, fortunately as a manufacturer, we don't have that many restrictions because of how small our production volume is. So for now, the intention is to never go hybrid, never go with any of that. So that is very cool and pure to our brand. But like, it shows. Like when you have these cars next to each other, that's why we like parking them next to the air-cooled cars, because when you first walked in, you probably thought these were like, oh yeah, like other 964 based cars, until you realize that there's not a single thing that this car shares with a Porsche.
Yeah.
Like nothing. There's nothing in this car that is shared with Porsche part numbers, which is crazy. Yeah.
To manufacture everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't have to. That talks about, their dedication to do something different, and that's I think that's why people love the brand so much.
There's a lot of history. It's very pure. It's one of those things that I tell people that, like, once you've experienced everything that Porsche has to experience, that brand is magnificent. If it wasn't for Porsche, RUF wouldn't exist, right? So it's an amazing brand to work with also. But I'd always aimed to make the best version of each generation of Porsche. And he hit the nail on the head every time. If he didn't, we wouldn't be here. Like, we wouldn't have gotten to this point, A lot of people joke around that RUF saved the 911 because the 911 was going to get axed off and they were going to do the 928, and then Porsche was in a tough spot, so that's why we came with that deal for the unit for the bodies in white. And once we did everything with our cars, people had 911s and they wanted them to perform like RUFs, so they started buying aftermarket stuff and tuning their 911s. But it's like there's just so much history behind our brand and what this family has been able to achieve over the generations that they've been around, it's impressive. I mean, whenever you get the chance to go to Germany, let us know.
I'll be there in October, so we're gonna go over there.
Yeah.
Second question: what do you got on your wrist? Because this is a watch of cars. So what do you got?
I don't even know if is the day right. It's not. Oh my god, I feel so fake. You know? Well, anyways, so this is my graduation present from when I was in college. Beautiful. It's a '98, if I'm not mistaken, Speedmaster day date. So it doesn't have the chronos on the bottom. It has them on the side. It has the day of the month, the day of the week, and the month, which is pretty cool. And it's a smaller watch. Yeah. You know, I don't. That's
the right size.
Yeah, I don't have a really big wrist, so.
I got a little timbre conversions. You know, I got the first one in the world. Shout out to Arnaud and the LVMH team who gave it to me. You know, you can see yourself, so you never have to like, worry about it. You know, you can check yourself. You got something in your teeth. That's what I call it, the teeth watch. But
that's nice.
You know, it's a nice one, nice piece. Brother, thank you so much for giving us a walkthrough of this incredible collection. I'm excited to talk off camera, see what you have in the back.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see
extra VVIP.
There's gonna be another tour that we're gonna do, and you're not coming with us.
That is freaking nuts, and I'm excited to talk about my possibility of maybe owning one of these beautiful things. So I told the guys, don't let me buy anything, but you walk in here.
It's not if, it's when. That's what I tell everybody.
This is insane. This is insane, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
I appreciate you. Thank you for watching 0 to 60. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.